everyone, so second video review for this week is for Eritis Mea by Ferrara. If you want to check out my Goodreads review, I did just post that the other day, so if you're on YouTube there's a link in the description below, and if you're on Facebook or on my blog then there's a link within the post. And this is the video review. So Eritis Mea by Ferrara. I have to say this was something completely different, which I kind of knew it would be from the taglines on the front of it and the fact it was going to be horror, so I was probably going to terrify myself. But actually it was something completely different. It was not what I expected at all, and it was majorly enjoyable because of the way it's been engineered and written. So basically, I'm hoping I'm going to say this right, it's about Vlada and her cruise ship singing partner Dasha. They have been raised sort of as God-fearing Christians in a country that doesn't really accept their sort of feelings and, well, especially Vlada's feelings and thoughts. So she has a lot of feelings for Dasha, secret ones. She kind of revels in them without ever admitting to them, but she has learned from a stranger that there might be a way to get the love of her life and her dreams to come true, so without sort of fearing God or anything else. So it very much has got that element of religion in it. And then Dasha is then suddenly in love with Vlada and no longer questioning the morals of her sexuality or religion, and it sort of comes to light that there might have been more to getting her dreams than Vlada first realised. So this is tagged as a horror, but it is like a horror romance, and it is interactive as it says on the cover, so I didn't know how that was going to work. And it was an interesting, really interesting take on horror romance, because what I love about Ferrara's books is they are always outside the box and they always shock to a certain extent, and they don't go with the norms of fiction. They definitely go against it to try and question the complexities of morals, decisions, mental states, consequences of actions, and everything that comes with being different. And it also sort of has characters, they always have characters, especially this one as well, characters that are different, not widely accepted, everything. So each book I read by Anna makes me question so much, and I love that this story met those expectations. It's exactly what I expected from her in that respect. Her sort of style of writing and everything, which is completely unique. You won't find anything else like this. So what was fascinating about Eritis Mea though is the fact that it's interactive. So I didn't know what that meant, and to sort of fully immerse myself in the interactive process, I had to do this several times, because it made the whole reading experience. What happens is the interactive element, which comes when Vlada and Dasha's story has been pretty much established for you, their situation, their position, and everything has been established. It means you choose what happens to them. So there are multiple endings, and the book could literally end after like 14 chapters, or the book could end at chapter 30 where it ends. It's all based on your decisions, so you can literally read this book and get 4 different stories essentially, or 5, I can't remember how many, there were quite a few options in there. So it means that you choose what happens for them, and that then becomes their fate. So the ending you'll get is probably completely different to someone else's, and it's completely dependent on the choices you make for the characters. So it literally is a story in your hands. That is so clever, and it must have took some work to come up with all those different endings. And so what I did, obviously quite the experience reading it, but for the purpose of the review I tried all the different endings. So I made a decision at a certain point, and I ended the book so early, just based on my moral decision. That's awful to think that I could have done that to them, but I did. And so then I tried it with the other option and saw how far that got me, and then made another decision a little while later, and I got the several different endings, and everyone is completely different. So you are literally going to decide what happens to both these characters, and it's quite scary really, everything that they go through, and what it all means. So believe me, some of the decisions here when you're making them are not going to be an easy one, and you are going to be so surprised. But if you pick up this horror romance, you will get a thriller, and a reading experience like nothing you ever have before. It's truly unique. It does tick all the boxes for horror. It's got some pretty creepy stuff going on, and it does fit the box for romance. It's very tortured in that respect, and it's completely Anna Ferrara. So if you love her style anyway, you're going to love this book. But if you haven't tried any of her books yet, this is a really fun one to try, because you, like I say, you don't know what your ending's going to be like, and you get that real interactive reader experience, which was something I have never ever encountered before. It was great. So I will pop a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy of Eritis Mea by Anna Ferrara, which I really hope you will. It is something different. If you have read Eritis Mea by Anna Ferrara, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your sort of thoughts on the book and what you think of it. If you haven't read it yet, but it's on your to be read list, you were planning to read it, or you're now really intrigued by it and you are thinking, I'm going to read that, it would be absolutely great to hear from you. Please do comment below, and I'd love to get your thoughts on what you think about it being interactive, because it's something I've never seen done before, and it's so different and unique for this genre. So I really enjoyed that as well. It made the whole experience for me. But if you do grab a copy of it, I hope you enjoy it and scare yourself a little bit, because that's the whole point of horror. But I hope you have a great time reading it. Bye!